It is almost lunchtime, and I'm waiting for Deco Deli to open. They open at noon, which is totally fine. I think I only have like 20 minutes to wait. I haven't picked the sandwich yet, but no problem. We will. I'm just going to go down the list. I just don't remember what the next one is. Oh boy, do we have some corporate nonsense and dumbness to talk about. Apparently, there's a little kerfuffle going on with the crew over at Norwegian about guest privileges being taken away. And, or, you know what? I'm going to say it's even worse than being taken away. What apparently they're going to do is restrict access based on, wait for it, a reservation system. Yeah, a reservation system like the one we have at another place that everybody hates, Disney World. Okay, what apparently, I saw a commentary on this just a few minutes ago, and I immediately thought of a connection between something I heard about what's going on at Epcot and maybe other Disney facilities. Apparently, there is word going around that cast members are not allowed to dine at Connections Cafe because of the reservation system. They order very specific amounts of food, and they're worried that if the cast members go and get food there, that they're going to run out of food for the guests. Now, the company is, of course, saying, oh, well, it's all about the guest experience. Yeah, but are you really going to sacrifice your crew member and cast member experience for the guest experience? Because they kind of like go together. Here's the problem with this. What's going on, and I've seen this a lot of different places, and I have to say, I have enabled it in some instances. I'm really, really sorry. It's data, big data, specifically a philosophy that I remember from a long time ago called, I forget what management philosophy this was, but basically the tagline is, what gets measured gets managed. And because these corporations have access to all this data now and can implement systems to collect even more data, they are able to fine-tune decisions to such a degree that they actually risk things not working if a very, very delicate balance is not constantly maintained. And the only way you can maintain that very delicate balance is with onerous and unpopular rules. All right, I'll just make it very clear. Disney, please do not try to manage us so carefully. Do not try to manage the guest experience so carefully that you're upsetting the cast members. Norwegian, please do not try and manage so carefully the guest experience that you sacrifice the crew experience. All right? It's as simple as that. Just because you can measure it doesn't mean you really have to manage it. Okay? Look, everybody loves to get along. We love interacting with the cast and the crew. It's nice having them around, and you know what? So far, everyone's always been very well behaved. I have never seen or heard of any problems, and look, well, I'm a very frequent guest on many cruise lines and at many theme parks. Oh well, let it go. Just, you know what? If you have some extra food, great. What's the problem? Here's the thing. People are not products and we are not processes. And just because you can manage us probably means you shouldn't. Let's just close the thought as I wait for the water slides to open. Clearly, both Disney and Norwegian have monetary or financial reasons to do these kinds of things. For Norwegian in particular, I suspect it has to do with the fact that, you know, or not the fact that, but how their internal accounting processes work, and that because, you know, like a specialty dining experience from the guest is an incremental revenue source, but from the crew, it's not, because they're not paying a base fare. So depending on how they account for it, it might actually be a loss to the cruise line, which is why it's a crew benefit. And in terms of the other guest service areas, let's just give them that it takes more labor to create guest-facing food because it has to be elaborately prepared and presented so it looks nice and appetizing, whereas in the crew mess, the food has to be just as good, but they don't really have to spend a lot of time making it look good. Now, I just want to be clear, I'm not saying that they're nerfing the crew food. I've never heard anybody complain about it. It's always been very good from every source that I've heard, so I doubt they would go that far. It just doesn't have to look as good, so, you know, the labor cost is a lot less. Something like that. Anyway, they're putting themselves in the position of being criticized, rightly so, for making these decisions for the short term, for the quarterly earnings. And yeah, this is just another incident or another reason why we miss President Trump so much. All right, why? In this case, because he wanted to change the SEC rules to eliminate quarterly earnings report. Oh my God, I can hear every lefty screech. Oh, he just wants the corporations to be able to hide what they're doing. No, 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 far, far from it. We want our corporations to make long-term plans, long-term financial plans for an actual long-term contribution to society. The way the system works right now, another government-created problem puts them on this like treadmill of quarterly earnings reports that people expect to keep going up and up and up. So what they do is make a bunch of short-term decisions just for the quarterly earnings, and they say, well, we'll worry about the long-term later, that long-term that never comes, because, well, a new quarter begins and they start making short-term decisions again. It's a cycle that never ends. Like I said, another government-created problem that, yes, that President Trump wanted to solve. Before our late night snack, let's just close out the final thoughts on the whole kerfuffle with Norwegian Cruise Line and Disney. When these corporations say they are doing something for the guest experience, that is the exact same thing as when the Democrats say it's for the children. Remember, the Democrats don't care one whit about the children. So do these corporations really care about the guests? That is a great, great question. Because money is involved. That should answer everything.